The rain has just begun in Western Australia, and in November when I leave for Japan it'll just be finishing. In Japan when I arrive, the snow will have just started, just as it would have when I arrive in Belgium in January. Even when I get back home in March, the sun will be disappearing once more, so it probably won't be until next December that I get to see summer. My 1 year of winter has begun. I was digging around a few days ago and I came across a binder of film negatives from about a year ago. They contained some very gothic, infrared black and white images that I'd shot and almost forgotten about. So, my idea is I'm going to take a bunch of the negatives and, for lack of a better word, fuck with them until they look interesting. I can't really think of any other reason to keep them aside from getting high-res scans or doing something like this. Let's try and create one more beautiful thing out of these before I get rid of them. I did a couple tests about a day ago and it turned out really quite well. So for some of them I took a lighter and I melted them very carefully. Please don't try it. But I learned that 35mm film isn't very flammable, and I melted a couple of them, which I can show you here, and it looks very warped now, obviously, and then I just sort of have scratched away at a couple of them, and it just gave it this really grimy, grungy look that sort of encompasses my style very, very well. To summarize, the plan was mess about with sharp things and destroy the film just enough for it to still be fathomable, then scan it. And the process was mostly just that. This negative was interesting. The camera head only probably exposed half of one image and blew out the next 1.5 frames on the roll, so I could cut it in a way that gave the illusion of a nice X-pan style aspect ratio. I even got my typewriter out and put them through that to get some very interesting results. At this point I was practically reaching for whatever was closest to me and trying to find a way for it to make my negatives look better, or preferably worse. I couldn't record the scanning process as I needed to use my camera to take the photos, but it was fairly simple and probably exactly how you'd imagined I'd do it. In Photoshop I took the scans, found the sharpest one, and selected the edge of the film frame with the white balance tool to correct it. Then I'd simply invert the image to turn it into a positive and use the levels tool in Photoshop to correct the exposure and contrast, and with that, I had perfection. This was just a quick update video. It's not a tutorial in any way, it's more about the art and the showcase. You can do this yourself, but I'm not going to hold your hand through the process. Just come up with something that works for you and give it a go. Send it to me if you do. I don't think you quite have any idea how happy I'd be to see your own pieces. Get creative and have fun. Welcome to tomorrow. The weather is cleared up a little bit, obviously not very much. All of the photos you saw today are going to be on my Instagram, so you can check them out and more like it. And let me know if you'd be interested in prints, because I've been contemplating getting framed prints of my photos, but I'm not too sure if I should or not. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Feel free to push all the buttons here on YouTube and follow me everywhere else for all the updates. I don't really know how else to put it. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.